welcome back to the channel. My name is Sarah and this is going to be my February manga monthly Monday wrap-up. So February was okay as far as manga reads. Again, another slower month. I didn't read as much as I normally would have, or have historically up to this point. Just getting back into it, that sort of thing. I read a lot on the Viz app. I will say that. I read a lot digitally. But to get the physical reads out of the way, I am indeed still reading The Ancient Magus Bride. I read volumes 10 and 11. Now these, we're getting more on the college arc. It's getting more in, what's the word I'm wording right here? Not in sway. It is getting, progress is being made. I don't know what's going on with my brain today. Progress is being made. So we're meeting more of the characters. We have met one of the Gorgon characters. We're getting introduced to the houses, and what it looks like maybe going on is there is some sort of possible like house war. There's the great alchemical houses, I think, is the way I'm understanding this. And they are not in agreement on how things should be run and relationships with mages. And Chiss and Elias are getting maybe embroiled in that, being at the Alchemist College. So it's going from a much more pastoral sort of setting, with them being at his home in England, to this like college a lot of time, even though they're not staying there full time. Pretty much all of our story is centered on the college and the school, so that's an interesting change. I'm not as gripped, I only read 2 volumes clearly, as I was with the first arc yet, but I am going to finish this out. I did manage to get up to volume 15 and the Golden Yarn. I got all of these very cheap from different places. It's about the only way I buy my manga anymore. So I am almost caught up. I'm missing, I think, 16. I can't remember if 16 is already out or is... Yes, it is. I think it's already out. So I need to pick it up because I think volume 17 comes out next week, possibly. So I do have the next ones to follow up and finish, catch up, that sort of thing. And I do intend on picking up the, or not picking up, but starting the show. I think my husband was interested in watching that with me, so that might be something we start watching soon. So that is still ongoing. Like I said, it's not gripping me as much as the first arc did, so we'll see how it develops. I also returned to Marmalade Boy. Now, oh dear. Nostalgia glasses on, loved this. This was 1990s shoujo manga at its peak. This is the story of Miki and Yu, and their parents get divorced and swap partners. And so it takes off from there. They are technically living together in the same house. They buy this big house so that both families can live together. And so she is trapped with him in the house. And then he ends up going to her school. He becomes super popular, you know, all this stuff. And they start off with this, well, she hates him. It's like an antagonistic relationship, and then slowly feelings start to catch. And again, with nostalgia glasses on, I loved this. With adult Sarah glasses on, this does one thing I hate. But Cardcaptor Sakura did it, and this one did it. It was just a very trendy thing in this era with Japanese shonen manga, and that there is a student-teacher relationship. These guys, I think they're like 16, 17, and in this, the teacher is 25. I had to look that up. It's quite an age gap. The girl in question is 17 and he's 25, but it's her best friend, and there is a relationship there. It does resolve out in a happy ending from what I recall, but it's still squeaky. It's still squeaky and icky, and I don't care for it. I don't care for it. But this edition has these beautiful full color like artwork spreads in them. Lots of little color arts scattered throughout down here too. So I absolutely love this, and I will keep reading because I have read this series once before. In fact, I have way up here on my manga shelf, which you can't see. I have the original printing of the last volume up there because I love it so much. I kept it. It was given to me as a gift and I've kept it. So I will be trying to continue with these collector's editions. Also, I totally forgot that you and her best friend, who they end up in this kind of weird love triangle with, are on the tennis team, which when I was in high school reading this, tennis team, girls captain, so probably another reason why I was so fond of it at the time, but great. If you can look past the weird squicky student teacher thing, which I know gets a lot more important a little later because there's drama there. So we'll see how well I tolerate it then, but nostalgia glasses, loved it. Objective, like, not so good with that stuff, but it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. We'll pretend like we can look past it because nostalgia. I also I caught up on Chainsaw Man, so we are currently in the second big arc of Chainsaw Man, in which we're following less of Denji and more of, I can't remember her name, but she is currently housing the war demon. I think her name is like Aki. No, it's not Aki, that's Bun Guy. And War wants to find Chainsaw Man and kill him and doesn't realize who Denji is. So that is going really well. I definitely, it started slow, but this new arc is getting better. I also read about 50 chapters of Blue Box, which is absolutely fantastic. It is currently out in print, so if you don't use the app, you can get the first, I think it's 2 volumes are out right now in print. Where I'm at, I'm probably into like volume 6 or 7 when it comes out. This is another series. It's a sports romance between a badminton player and a basketball player who end up also having to live together. It's a trope I seem to enjoy. Her family moves to another country for work, and she ends up staying with his family so she can finish out her high school career on the basketball team because she is a basketball like star, and they possibly are catching feelings. He definitely has feelings for her, and she possibly has feelings for him. It's looking like that's more of a definite now, and it's a very sweet, like, stepping around each other, friendship to possibly romance sort of situation. I highly recommend that as well. And for the final thing that I read 2 volumes of One Piece, so I read volumes 3 and 4. That finishes out the, oh gosh, they're fighting the Black Cats, I think. That's also the name of the guild from SAO, so I'm probably saying it wrong, but they're getting ready to get their ship. I forgot the arc name. I wrote it down and everything. But this is where they reach the small town, and Usopp is there, and he is like the town boy who cried wolf situation, and they end up working to try and save the young lady whose family owns the manor house there. Someone is trying to kill her. We'll just say that without spoiling it. I feel like there's we won't spoil it. I know it's been out a long time. There's a show. It's a big thing, but I'm not going to spoil it. But they are working with, I think it's Usopp? I don't know how to say it, to save the town. The volume 5 is the end of that arc, and I do know that they get their iconic little ship at the end of that arc, so I'm very excited for that. And he's like the next official crew member, which is very cool. So I'm really, really enjoying that story. That villain is so strange to me. The way he like, and I know it's because of his like finger claws that he uses, but it's still very weird. It's really weird. But I like it in a weird, quirky way. Also, the resolution with Buggy, the way he like kicked him in the, anyway, if you know, you know, and it's just weird. I see now, I'm starting to see why a lot of this series is so popular. I'm seeing like the absurdity of it and like the early stuff, how it was so popular in that era. I know it changes a lot as it goes on, supposedly, but I can see how that initial kick of popularity has just kept it going, and I'm very excited to see where it goes. So yeah, that is pretty much all I actually read this past month in February that I can recall. Next up, I have the first volume of Fangs on my Kindle, and I do plan to read that. And as I said, I want to catch up on Ancient Magus Bride. I also have the next volume of Magus of the Library coming next week. I believe it's next week or the week after that it comes out. and I got the second Demon Slayer light novel. So this came out yesterday. This is One Winged Butterfly. I plan on reading this and the one that came out last month, probably back to back. It looks like this is mostly short stories, and on a flip through yesterday, I saw, yes, Mitsuri Kanroji's Secret, which Mitsuri is my Hashira. She's mine. I love her. I adore her. Yes, please. So I'm very excited about this. She is the one that I have hyper fixated on as that's mine. She's my favorite. So this will probably come up next month. I'll probably be lumping my light novels into my manga wrap-ups. I'll mention them on the main wrap-ups, but they'll get talked about a bit more in depth on the manga wrap-ups. Also, thought I'd throw out there, I've started watching Laid Back Camp, which I'm really enjoying. I don't know what the genre is, and if somebody knows, please tell me, of how-to anime and manga. So, like, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, which is so fan servicey, but I adored it. Laid Back Camp fits that, and DIY, which is also a fantastic anime that I really love. That sort of interjection of how to do things, both said to either told to the actual characters or to you as the reader/viewer. Somebody tell me what that genre is, because I eat it up like candy. It's like slice of life. It's light. It's usually fluffy and fun, fan servicey, and it's the perfect combination. But I am watching that at the nighttime. I think we're like 3 or 4 episodes into it, and I'm really enjoying it. We are possibly just 1 or 2 episodes behind on DIY, and we'll be catching up on that soon. But I think that's it for my manga anime wrap-up sort of thing. We're still feeling out how this series of videos is gonna go, but I will be back in 3 or 4 weeks with my next one, and like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys then. Bye!